So several people have been sending me a link to this article. Upon reading it, I was so astounded by its content that I just wanted to make a brief response video. It's in the Daily Caller. It's written by Ian Miles Chong, who I've begun to follow on Twitter, and he's one of the few game journalists that I feel is still doing an excellent job. And the title of the article is Female Game Developer Fired for Calling Other Women Pretty. It begins. One of the largest video game industry conferences currently taking place in Poland has become subject to a controversy after its social media manager and game developer made a gaffe on Twitter. Her crime? Using the word pretty to describe other women. Announcing a dialogue between female game developers, Evelyn Risnerowicz, I think that's how you say that, wrote, "Women in games is about to start. Game dev ladies, join us and meet the pretty side of #GameDev," with a link to the event. And then you can see here the picture of the actual tweet with also a little photograph below it. And there are also some hashtags there. So upon listening to this video or following this article, I encourage you to go follow those hashtags and let them know what you think. The article continues. Her innocuous tweet was met with immediate fury from transgender game developers like No Man's Sky, Ines McKendrick, who assumed Wisnerowic's gender and assumed that she shut the hell up and listened to them. And there you can see the actual tweet that Mr. McKendrick, transgender game developer. So I apologize. Ms. McKendrick, is that correct? I don't know. In any case, I hope whoever is tweeting here at least shuts the hell up and listens to them. That's an incredibly sexist description. And then somebody who has a bit of sense here, Ewelina Eve Wee, or whoever this is, says, but in my humble opinion, it's amazing and pretty how game dev women can do all those things and how good they are at them. And then this person continues, I think given how often women in games are reduced to appearances and being pretty, it may not have been the best choice of word. You know, my opinion is maybe that's kind of true, but it's a compliment. It's not a negative thing. And it's also inclusive. You're not excluding anybody. You're not saying anything negative. It's not derogatory in the least way. And also the thing that comes to mind is, suppose that it wasn't the word pretty, suppose it said lovely, which is not necessarily tied to visual appearance or how attractive you are. Would this person still have this same problem? Yeah, I mean, this sort of language policing just drives me nuts. Anyway, so then Ewelina responds again. Hate this 140 words rule. In a nutshell, they are too amazing and self-confident to feel offended by pretty, at least those who I know. Exactly, Ewelina. If somebody calls you pretty, it's not a bad thing. Don't get so upset. And then this person continues. I think there are women responding here who aren't happy about it because it's been used to determine their skills and experience. Really, the word pretty has been used to, not to determine, to undermine. I misread it. Because it's been used to undermine their skills and experience. I would like a case study of this. I would like some evidence that somebody calling somebody else pretty, especially in this inclusive, broad way, as this woman tweeted out, in some way harmed anybody else. I think this is just pure thought crime. In any case, the article continues. Other feminists in game development soon piled on, stating that Wisnerowic's use of the word pretty diminished their professional accomplishments. And so we get this one that says, inclusivity fail, followed by Banke Schwartz. Beauty has nothing to do with our professional accomplishments. It is insulting to reduce part of their professional worth to their looks. Why do you have to turn this to say that it is somehow an insult or that they're reducing anything to your looks? It's in addition to the stuff you've done to be complimented on your looks. I don't understand why there's this sensitivity about somebody saying, this group of people are lovely people. You're a lovely audience tonight. Oh, I'm so offended by that. How dare you assume I'm lovely? Or what a bunch of, pretty people I see here before me. Oh, we need to be offended by this. It just seems like authoritarian, petty policing of language. It's not harming anyone. Beth, BS, whatever her name is, continues. It's also insulting that you think that men can't be smart, intelligent, amazing, and pretty as well, which is not implied by that comment in any way. You have to read that into it and twist it to arrive there. And then Ewelina responds, Beth, it's more like the use of the term, women are pretty and men are handsome. Beth BS responds, a group of male devs in a professional context are never mentioned as handsome or pretty, no matter what term you use. This is demonstrably false. I use the term handsome all the time with guys that I work with, by the way. And it's once you develop kind of this rapport of friendship or closeness, I'll often refer to the programmers or the artists I work with. Hey, how you doing today, handsome? And it's no way meant to be derogatory or diminutive in any way. It's a show of familiarity. Now, maybe using the word pretty in this context might be slightly off-putting to some people, but it's such a minor infraction that it's not worth getting upset about. Just let it go. Nobody has been harmed, diminished, or nobody's professional accomplishments were attacked. You're just blowing this completely out of proportion. And to see what I mean by that, here's the next page of the article. Following the outrage, the conference organizer, Jacob Marzalkowski, apologized for the incident, stating that actions were taken for it not to happen ever again. GIC cares for inclusiveness along a much longer explanation. So I guess Ian meant to write along with a much longer explanation, which revealed the company's decision to fire. That's right, fire Wisnerowicz. I apologize for her tweet. Sorry, Ewelina, I'm mispronouncing your last name, I'm sure. Anyway, so here's the letter, and I am blown away by this letter. Wow, this is the sort of... I would never work with this guy as a boss or something if this is how he really feels. Anyway, here's what he says. Dear all, as the head of the Game Industry Conference, GIC, I am humbly asking you to accept my deepest apologies for what we all agree was unacceptable, disrespectful, and sexist tweet and replies by our Twitter trainee. Her opinions are her own and are not representative of GIV, or whatever this is, or those of female developers who attended the conference. I feel responsible for the conduct of all members of our team, and I will do my best to make sure that a similar incident never happens again. To start with, the person who posted the sexist tweet will no longer be part of the GIC organizational team. Please let me assure you that GIC is a respectful environment, and we have zero tolerance for such remarks. That whenever you see something that's zero tolerance for a compliment, you know you're off in la ridiculous land. I am sure that our guests can confirm that is truly the case. The inclusiveness programs that we have already put in place are also a testament to this. You can read more about them on our website. We will continuously work on making GIC more inclusive. You're not making it inclusive by kicking people out. Sorry, this really just rubs me the wrong way. And not because of this incident, but rather because this has been our goal for many years. With best regards, Jacob. Oh, Ian sums this up beautifully. There's nothing quite like making an environment that's only inclusive to feminists with a zero tolerance for women who compliment other women. I kind of butchered that there, but yeah, I totally agree. There's nothing quite like making this environment that's only inclusive to feminists by having a zero tolerance for women who say nice things about other women. This should have been just a minor thing that we could have just passed right over. But the fact that poor Evelyn got fired over this is what astounds me. I cannot believe that you would fire somebody. It concerns me for the state of our industry that we can get so worked up over something so minor. I guess it's not all of us, right? Some of us, please tell me in the comments below that some of us are still rational here, and that something as minor as saying, hey, we're getting together and you can come see the pretty or the lovely or the whatever side of game development as kind of just a sweet way to introduce something is not a firing offense. Seriously. Come on, guys. All right, that's all I have to say. I apologize. This is not as scripted, but it really struck me as ridiculous, and I just had to respond right away. Anyway, in spite of ridiculousness like this in the game industry, we move ahead and game on, my friends.